All right, now what would you do if I told you I completely transformed my Canon R5C for less than $25? That's right, it all comes down to this little puppy right here. This is a Small Rig Mini V mount battery plate. Now, it's from Small Rig and it's only $22.90. Oh, and if you do find this video useful, please do me a favor and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It makes a big difference in me being able to go out there and keep making videos like this. Now, you're gonna ask yourself, why is this little piece of metal so transformational on the Canon R5C? And really it comes down to the Canon R5C's limitations as a camera itself. Now, this is an incredible pocket cinema camera. It's got a ton of power in it. But let's be honest, if you've used this, you will quickly figure out that the only practical way to use the Canon R5C is with more powerful battery solutions than come with the native Canon batteries. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone out there that uses the Canon R5C. And that means that you're always out there trying to find some kind of rig that'll get you something you can use, something like V-mounts or more powerful batteries on this system. Now, because of that, I have looked and I have looked for rigs and solutions out there. And what I find myself so frustrated is so many people on YouTube have created solutions and rigs that to fix this problem that actually end up degrading the amazing form function of the Canon R5C, mostly by blocking the EVF or the back of the camera body, which in my opinion takes away one of the main benefits of shooting on a camera like the Canon R5C, because you want to have the EVF, you want to have access to the back of the camera, and I just think that kind of defeats the whole point of having a camera like this. So for me, I needed to find a rig that wouldn't hinder me accessing any of the physical buttons or tools on the camera, especially the EVF. The other thing that I found myself really in need of is, as a shooter, I think like most of you, I do a mix of shooting. I do a lot of higher end productions where I have teams and I can really take the time to rig out my camera and put all the stuff on it. But I also find myself doing a lot of solo run and gun work. And what that means is that I needed to find a practical power solution for my Canon R5C that I could use in both situations, which means it has to be set up in a way that didn't require a cumbersome rig to work. I needed something that was very quick and very easy to work with. And that is where the Small Rig plate comes in. Now, this Small Rig plate is perfectly minimalist. I mean, you attach it to your camera with 2 hex screws right here, and then the V-mount will lock in securely with no problem. And what I like about this is once you put it on there, it can just live on your camera cage forever. I have not taken this off since I put it on there. I can basically take off my handle here, I can balance this on my gimbal with no problem. It just lives on my camera like it's part of my cage. Very easy. It requires absolutely no excess things to make it work. Now I'm going to put this on there just to kind of show you how I hook it up. Now when you have a rig like this, it is good to get a smaller V-mount type battery like this. This is the FX Lion. I did do one on the ZG V99. I did a review. I'll put a link up here. And Small Rig also makes smaller compact V-mount batteries like that. And what's good is you can take this, slip it in, and once this gets in there, it locks in. It is not going anywhere. And then what I really like to do is I like to take a small USB-C cable. This is the one I really prefer. This is the Condor Blue right angle USB-C cable, 8.5 inches. I found that to be a really good length for this. And I'll slip this in here, and as you can see, I can literally pop this on. It comes around in the back, and boom, there it is. That is the system. It is that small, it is that easy, it is that comfortable, and I absolutely love this setup. You can see just how unobtrusive it is, and what I love about it is, check this out. The weight is really well distributed here around the center of the camera. So I can hold this all day. I have held this all day with no problem. And check this out. I can pop up the EVF. I can go like that. If I find myself in a situation sometimes where I have to switch over and get photography, what I love about this setup too is I can actually sit there, get photos very easy, and it's not a problem. The other thing that's really nice is, as you can see here on my fingers, I have access to all the buttons. This does not get in the way of my fingers, so I don't lose any of the control on my camera as I'm shooting. All the buttons are still accessible, and it just gives me a nice space and lives there really, really nicely on my camera. And as you can see, I have this NATO rail on the top, and I can still have plenty of room to put my grips on there. I can put my monitors if I want to put my monitors. I can put all the peripherals I want. It just kind of lives out of the way, really making this a fantastic form structure that works great for run and gun. And then let's say I wanted to kit this thing out, I could go ahead and build a whole rig and kit this out. And if you'll notice, there are no rails, no additions to my camera body, except what I already had living there on the cage. And really what just still amazed me about this when I did it was just how unbelievably affordable it is. I mean, this camera battery plate is $22.90 right now on the B&H website. And you can literally put this on any cage you have. Now, if you want to do it just like I got, you can get the small rig camera cage for the Canon R5, and that sets you back a grand total of $82. So even if you're starting from scratch with no rig, for $100, you could get the Canon camera cage from small rig and the V-mount battery plate. And for $100, you've basically turned your Canon R5C into a practical cinema camera that has a power solution that actually makes sense and you can use in a professional setting. Anyway, guys, I'm really excited about that. I've been pumped. I've been using this now for a few months, and it has been absolutely transformational in how I use the Canon R5C. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I'd love to hear what you have to say about this. Please leave any notes or messages down below. And yeah, go out there, keep on shooting, and yeah, I'll talk to you soon.